Good evening. Music is an agent of hope, a dynamic and valuable device that helps us to heal and to bring us together. The first peoples of Canada understood this and used music to reunite, resolve, and reconcile. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that tonight's performance takes place on Treaty 1 territory, land that was maintained and earnestly cared for by Indigenous peoples before European settlement. Manitoba is the original lands of the Anishinaabe Cree, Oji Cree, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and is the homeland of the Métis Nation. We acknowledge that Winnipeg benefits daily from Treaty 3 water that comes from Shoal Lake 40. It is with sincere sentiment that we recognize the mistakes of our recent and distant past. In working towards a Canada that benefits us all, we commit to seeking a greater understanding of Canada's diverse cultural relationships through continued work in Indigenous communities. We commit to live in ways that honor and respect the treaties that were made in those territories, and we commit to stewarding the land in harmony for all who will come after us. Last Sunday at the registration, I said that this week would be about having fun, making new friends, making music, and learning new things. And not only the students would be doing the learning, but us teachers would learn as well. It has been a great week. These students have had fun, made many new friends, made a lot of music, whether in full band, smaller chamber ensembles, or jazz improv, and learned many new things. One new friend they have all made is our camp conductor. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our conductor, Mr. Andrew Wall.
Rise for the singing of Old Canada.
of the activities the students had each day was playing in a chamber ensemble with just a few players, coached by one of our instrumental instructors. This is a chance for them to be more of a soloist than normal in the full band, but also to have some strength in numbers, not being the only person on stage performing. Every student at this camp successfully took part in that kind of a performance this afternoon at our chamber recital. Over half the band said this was the first time they had ever had the opportunity to perform in a chamber ensemble like that. And after this afternoon's recital, the staff got together and chose 6 ensembles to represent the whole band in tonight's concert. So sit back and enjoy each group as they perform for you now. The first group, they'll come on stage and introduce themselves and their coach.
Hello? I'm Connor. We have Tequila, Owen, and our lovely Miss Anne. And we will be playing Imperial March by John Williams as composed for A New Hope.
playing Lyric, Charles, and Liana on bass. We're playing an excerpt from the 7th Symphony by Beethoven.
Jersey, Kaylee, and Owen, and we are going to play Summertime from Porgy and Bess for 4 trumpets. We have Ren, Mr. Clausen, Dylan, and I'm Alana. And we're going to be playing Celebration by Cool and the Band.
We are the Goofy Goobers. We will be playing a song from SpongeBob called Jellyfish Jam, which includes some improvisation and some solos. So we hope you enjoy.
Your kids were very well taken care of, and they're very, very good now, and this was money well spent. Now, I'm sorry your vacation is over now. I was very worried about what this camp was going to look like. I didn't know if anyone would come. I didn't realize that we would eventually just get this fantastic group of kids. No matter what they do at your house, they're very polite here. You may want to talk to them about that. I'm probably making it worse because we didn't have to ask them to clean up any garbage ever. They just did it. And no one was on fire. All right, we're just going to play a happy little march for you called Gettysburg.
I'd like to just say a few thanks and acknowledgements and do some presentations to the students. Camps like this need a lot of support and a lot of organization. The MBA, Manitoba Band Association, is behind this camp, and MBA gratefully acknowledges financial support from the Manitoba Arts Council and the Winnipeg Foundation. And then we in turn at the Elmwood Junior Band Summer Camp certainly are in debt to the Manitoba Band Association and Chelsea Hebert, Executive Director, who you will meet a little bit later on, which provide the support structure for each of the 5 concert band camp locations and the Prairie Percussion Camp that happened last week, and many other programs throughout the year, such as honor bands, the Solo and Ensemble Festival, concert band festivals, and many, many more things. Other thanks also to St. John's Music Limited, Yamaha Canada, for, oh boy, they gave us music folders, they gave us pencils, lanyards, last-minute instrument servicing, and many other supports that allowed us to run a camp in the middle of August. Also to Long and McQuaid Music Limited and Gray Barrett for donated gift certificates and other stuff to give as awards. And then to the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra and Brent Johnson, Associate Director of Education and Community, and intern McKenna Tanhouse for donating 6 Soundcheck Awards, more about that later. And also to Mennonite Brethren Collegiate Institute, Andrea Buller, Principal, for these wonderful facilities. The last time we ran this camp, which was 3 years ago, we were on the other side of the school, running the concert in the Red Gym, while Jubilee Place here was being majorly renovated. And this is the first year after the pandemic that we've gotten back in here with these brand new red seats and everything, curtains, a fresh look in here. I mean, Jubilee Place was always pretty good, but this is just a real step up from what it was before. And also to the school divisions and the parent councils, many of whom provided scholarships and bursaries, making it possible for students to attend the camp. The Winnipeg Foundation in particular gave us a whole whack of cash to hand out as bursaries to various camps, and that money was very, very well received from us. And I'd also like to highlight each of the 14 schools represented this evening and their band teachers, because I'm sure these band teachers encourage these students to come to this camp. Acadia with Daryl Ferguson, Bernie Wolf with Matt Careless, Dugald with Cora Entz, Elmwood with Mark Sawatsky, Gimli with Rob Kroll, and Holy Cross with Ellen Subban, John Pritchard with Linda Thompson, Lyndon Christian with Marla Friesen, and then my own school, this school, Mennonite Brethren, and also New Era from Brandon, Braden Kramer, and Regent Park with Sean Adams, Alyssa Poron, and Vanessa Nowostowski, who's actually teaching at the camp now again, and River East Collegiate with Les Chambers, and Robert Andrews with Emily Hodge, and Transcona with Dan Steinhilber. So I don't know if some of these teachers are here tonight, but even if they are not, let's just give a warm thanks to these teachers in our school. And I think students on stage, we should take a moment to thank the parents, the guardians, the grandparents who continue to give time and money and encouragement to you to come to this camp and to support you in all of your musical activities. And I'm betting many other things that you do in the summer. So how about if the band on stage just thanks everybody in this audience, most of whom will be dealing with cataracts. And I think it's important that our staff be recognized at this time. I'm so grateful that each one of them once again gave up a week or more of their summer to work and teach at the camp. Some of them I've known as colleagues for decades. And a good many of them were actually my own students at MBCI back in the day, or they went through this very camp as students from other schools. 2 of them are my children. I hope this doesn't sound like nepotism too much here, but they are very valuable to us. And I continue to learn new things from everybody on staff every time we get together. So I'm going to ask if everybody that's on the staff, unless you're absolutely needed somewhere backstage, to come to the front and just along the bottom here, just line up. And I'm going to read some of their names, and I think you'll see a picture of them on the screen as well. So, first of all, we have some student crew, and these people include Brady Punton and Emily Clausen and Maya Sidhu, who are our coordinating assistants, and they operated the canteen, and they were involved in coaching some of the ensembles, and they were headed up by Jacob Sidhu, who is our camp co-coordinator, and also coaching an ensemble. So these guys did a lot of the background stuff. And then the rest of the staff, Chelsea Hebert, Executive Director of the Manitoba Band Association. So you can maybe come to the front as well, Chelsea. Cynthia Payson-Wall, who was teaching us flute and jazz improv. Amy Whitaker, who was coaching one of the ensembles. Meg Specht, who was doing a clarinet ensemble and ensemble coach and helping us with enrichment. Justine Auger, who is our trumpet sectional and ensemble coach and also doing enrichment. And then Peter Oliver, who's not here, but was doing trumpet auditions on the first day. And then Vanessa Dostowski, whom many of you will know from Regent Park, who was doing our low brass, trombone, euphonium, tuba sectional, coach of one of the ensembles, and then doing enrichment. And Paul Clausen, who is doing our percussion techniques and percussion sectional. Paul isn't here tonight, he's got a gig. Also Hector Pinzon, who was our staff recital pianist playing with us. Those of you who came to the staff recital yesterday will remember he did a lot of work for us. Another person who is probably not here tonight, but her name is Nettie Sawatsky, and I think I talked about her on Sunday last week. She works at the school here during the year, and during our holidays, she comes and cleans our washrooms twice during the week. During her holiday time, she just volunteers to come. That's incredible. And I'm Andrew Clausen, I'm the camp coordinator, and I was teaching the saxophone sectional this year. And finally, H. Andrew Wall, our conductor, our ensemble coach, and our enricher, and many, many other things. So, our staff. And finally, now we get to the students, the whole reason for this camp existing. So I'm going to do it this way. Students, I'm going to have you start with row one. So row one, and you know what? Unless you have a stand for your instrument, you can just take it with you. Because in these post-COVID times, we're not going to be shaking hands and hugging and even bumping with our elbows. We're just going to say hello, or maybe you can bow to each other. But we're going to have each group come through here and get a certificate acknowledging their work this week, and then and then you just walk through and kind of pretend to shake hands and so on. And I'm going to read their names, and you'll see their pictures on the screen and everything else. So row one, why don't you stand up, and then you can walk that way. Just go to your left through the stands and just follow on the end there, and just keep going. So Jean Yuel from Elmwood, flute. Pete Patton, also a flute player from Transcona. Erica Piercy, flute player from Elmwood. Leanna Good, who's with us for the third time at the camp. She normally plays clarinet, but she was playing bass clarinet this week just to fill out the band. And she's all the way from Gimli. And Charles Pollard, clarinet player from John Pritchard, and Lyric Penny, clarinet player from Elmwood, and Raymond, clarinet player, Raymond Morales from Elmwood, and then we have our second row. So why don't you stand and do the same deal? You can take your instruments with you. That's working. Oh, you got the berry on the ground. That's fine. You can leave it there. So in our second row, we have Riza Restar, flute player from Elmwood. Haley Bartrell, flute player from John Pritchard. Emmett Charbonneau, alto saxophone player from Mennonite Brethren. Blake Gording, alto saxophone player from Robert Andrews. Brody Gording, alto saxophone player from Robert Andrews. I don't really know which is which. I know that Brody sits next to me, but in a police lineup I would never figure out who's who. They might have just switched at birth at the hospital, we'll never know. I think the mother knows for sure. Okay. And then Ren Kaler Yokobori, alto saxophone player from John Pritchard. Dylan Dunsky, tenor saxophone player from Elmwood. Dylan normally plays alto saxophone, but he agreed to play tenor saxophone this week to fill out the band, which is awesome. And Alana Manassi, baritone saxophone player from Region. And Amaya Cook, clarinet player from John Pritchard. Abigail Jacob, also a clarinet player from John Pritchard. And Morgan Carter, also a clarinet player from John Pritchard. Okay, Rosemary, you can stand up. Maybe you can leave the tubas there, right? You don't want to bring them all on. No, just leave the tubas there. Just be careful. Maybe the trumpets, trombones can take their instruments and everybody else can just be careful. So, in the third row, we have Owen McFadden, trombone player from Mennonite Brethren. We have Havana Bunce, trombone player from John Pritchard. Connor Nemzelik, euphonium player from River East. Piper Tollefson, euphonium player from John Pritchard. Celia tuba player from New Era, all the way from Brandon, Manitoba. Morgan Reese, tuba player from Robert Andrews. Alan Castellanos, trumpet player from John Pritchard. Blake Clark, trumpet player from John Pritchard. Owen Hepp, trumpet player from Mennonite Brethren. Kaylee Pantaniman, trumpet player from Holy Cross. Jersey Morehouse, trumpet player from Bernie Wolf. And in our last row, our percussion section coming down the pike here, Hannah Sidhu, percussionist from Mennonite Brethren. And Megan Caniglio, percussion player from Robert Andrews. Let's give the whole band a hand.
about yourselves. This is what they do now.
Aren't these guys awesome on stage? We got to hang out with them all week long, and they are really, really inspiring. I keep talking about Chelsea Hebert, and now we're actually going to call her up on stage to say hello and bring some greetings from the Manitoba Band Association. Chelsea Hebert is the executive director.
It's so amazing to see this hall full of people, both on stage and audience. So thank you for joining us here on this very warm August evening. Again, my name is Chelsea Hebert. I'm the Executive Director of the Manitoba Band Association. And after 2 summers with no music, it is just so exciting to be back here in this hall with your children, with you as the audience. And thank you again for being here with us tonight. As Mr. Clausen said earlier, summer band camps are a huge part of what we do as the Manitoba Band Association, but it is just one part of what we do. So it's great that this is likely your first exposure to the Manitoba Band Association and our programming. If you haven't heard of us before, I encourage you, now that you're part of our extended family, to look up some of our other programs, because I hope to see many of these students in future honor bands, at future festivals with their schools, at our solo ensemble festival, and just generally staying connected with the extended Manitoba Band community moving forward. The other reason I wanted to come up here and just say hello is because your fabulous MC has done an incredible job of pointing out all the hard work of everybody at this camp, but nobody stands up here and congratulates and thanks Mr. Andrew Clausen for being the heart and soul of this camp. It's an extra special night, not just because we're back after a 2-year hiatus, but because it's the 25th anniversary of this camp here at MBCI. Mr. Clausen has been such a huge part of that, and I'm so glad that your children were here now for this 25th year to continue on with that legacy. So thank you again for everyone on stage, all the staff, all the students, and that's enough for me. I want to hear more of them playing.
As we mentioned earlier, there were a number of organizations who stepped up and generously provided us with some swag to hand out to the students as awards. And the staff got together to discuss the students who attended the camp this week and to pick out some who stood out, students who would represent the best of their fellow band members in a variety of ways. Students who excelled, students who worked hard and gave their best, students who learned a lot and improved, and students who showed leadership, and students who in so many ways, and in different ways, gave this camp such an absolute joy for us. And we had so many wonderful students at the camp who fit the bill, and we had a tough time making some final choices, but we came up with a slate, and then we have some things that are just awesome for all the students. But we're gonna start off with handing out 2 gift certificates for $25 donated by Long McQuaid Music, along with some stuff in the box. And this goes to Haley Bartel and Alan Castellanes. Can you come to the front? Taking some pictures here. Do we get it? We're good? Okay, you guys can sit down. And I'm going to invite, in a moment, we're going to switch gears and actually give out something to everyone from the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra. You know, I'm going to read this here. There's a definite connection to the larger ensemble music that we have been making this week with your children and at school during the year, and the activities of the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, which is a professional ensemble at the heart of our city's cultural life, After teaching for a certain number of years, us teachers will occasionally experience the honor and delight of a former student going on to join us in the professional world of music making and teaching. And the very first band camp in Winnipeg, which was in Charleswood, had a student of mine at it from MBCI that served as a coordinating assistant that first year. Fast forward several years later, and that student, whose name is Michelle Moore, became the assistant conductor of the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, which is pretty awesome. And many other students of ours at this camp and at our schools have gone on to professional careers in music and remember their early experiences as being an impetus to becoming serious about making it their life work. However, music education is not there primarily to create our future professional musicians, but to provide an experience for all which will lead to a lifetime of appreciation of the power and the beauty of music. And we are so blessed to have a rich cultural environment in Winnipeg that serves this need at the highest levels. So I'm going to ask, I call upon McKenna Tainhouse from the WSO to make a presentation to the entire band.
Said, my name is McKenna, and I'm one of the interns at the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra. In the past, the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra has been lucky enough to partner with the NBA to support the students at our Manitoba band camps, and I'm very excited to be here again after a bit of a break. As we all know, all of our musicians at the WSO were once students, like everyone you see behind me, so it is a great honor to be able to support young musicians in any way we can and kind of foster their love for music and the musical journey. And it's so fantastic to hear everyone play, and everyone behind me has done such an amazing job, so congratulations to everyone. This year we're so happy to support the MBCI camp and the rest of our concert band camps and the Prairie Percussion Workshop through our Soundcheck program. So for those of you who don't know, our Soundcheck program is a way of making the symphony more accessible to young musicians. And with a paid membership, you receive access to tickets to any of our shows for the whole season for just $3.50. So I'm very excited to announce that everybody behind me will receive a $20 discount on a season membership for Soundcheck.
Just so you know, the Soundcheck costs $65. Now, apparently the Eagles are coming to Winnipeg in about a month. I think $65 might get you a parking spot near the Canada. Anyway, for $65, you have access to every concert the Symphony does all year long, and all you have to do is pay that concert hall fee of $3.50. I think when I was a university student, I don't think they were even that cheap in the very highest seats for the cheapest seats. So $3.50, and now we're taking $20 off of that. So 65 minus 20, I know it's summertime, $45, and $40, thank you. And so $40, you can buy any ticket you want to any symphony concert throughout the year. And the entire band is getting this. So let's thank the WSO for that. So parents, later on, your son or daughter will show you this letter that explains all of this, and then a little QR card that you can redeem if you decide to go ahead with this. Now, we're going to hand out, oh, by the way, on those things it says $15 off, ignore that, it's actually $20 off. So it just got that much better. So it doesn't say, it says 20, it shouldn't say 15. Now, we're going to hand out something even better than that. What could be better than $20 off a voucher allowing students to purchase tickets for $3.50 each? How about a free voucher for the same thing? So, we are going to hand out, and the Symphony has provided 6 free vouchers. So we're just basically giving the entire Winnipeg Symphony season free for $3.50, which is half a cup of Starbucks, right? So that's, and I'm going to call upon those 6 students whose names I read, and all they have to do is bring back this thing to the front that they just got and exchange it for something better, which is a free pass. So, these are people that are getting these awards. Would you come to the front? Charles Palad, Connor Mengelit, Dylan Gonski, Erica Piercy, Liana Good, and Tahila Eneobong. I think McKenna, you have them, so we'll have to get them from you. Okay, so you can exchange those. And then we'll maybe come for a group picture at the front. Let's do that. So you have to give back what you got, and then you get these in exchange. Okay. I'll do that. They have the names on them. So Erica and Diana. Oh, yes, I'll collect those. Yeah. The way we're always silent in case our sound gets into the photo somewhere. It's just something we do, right? It just seems right to do. Okay, let's give them another hand. We wondered if Tahila is going to be able to use this because she lives in Brandon, and then we realized the Symphony comes to Brandon and does concerts there, and these apply to those as well. And we have one more award. You know, this whole camp isn't about getting awards for stuff. It's the stuff that we do every day in the learning. And although we did hand out like free cool sunglasses to everybody the other day. But I don't think sunglasses are the whole point of the camp either, but they are cool. We even took a photo with them all. But we are going to hand out one more big student award this evening, and this is called the Ken Epp Character Award. Ken Epp was the executive director for the Manitoba Band Association from 1986 to 2014. And he had a profound impact on band and music education, not only in Manitoba, but across the country. So this Ken Epp Character Award, this prestigious award, recognizes a summer band camper who embodies and exemplifies the character of Ken Epp. And the award was established so that Manitoba band students would continue to recognize and appreciate the impact Ken had on band and music education for many years to come. This award is not primarily a performance award, but rather goes to a camper who possesses many of the character traits of Ken Epp. And if you look on the award, we didn't have one prepared here, but I'll send an email with to everybody with, there was a word cloud. And, oh, you know what? It is this watermark very faintly behind here, but it's one of those word clouds where 150 musicians from all across North America were asked to send a word back to the Manitoba Band Association describing Ken Epp, all the words. And they took all these words and put a word cloud together. And wouldn't you know it, a lot of people said some of the same words, and so those words figured more prominently on the cloud, like a word cloud. And so this award is people that embody some of those big awards. This particular award is near and dear to me as a teacher at MBCI, and my own connection to Ken Epp. Prior to running the MBA, Ken Epp founded the band program at this school, at MBCI, and he was my band teacher, my first band teacher. He eventually became my teaching colleague when I entered the profession and came back to teach in the school that I had grown up in. It was Ken Epp who largely was responsible for convincing the MPCI board 35 years ago to build Jubilee Place. And this is a building that gets used by all kinds of groups all over the place, not just our own school. And finally, it was Ken Epp that convinced me that I should start a band camp at MPCI, a camp that has now successfully run for 25 years. And we have a permanent plaque which hangs in the band room, which is sort of a mini version of this Ken Epp Character Award, and then there's a smaller one that the recipient gets to keep. And this year's recipient of the Ken Epp Character Award is a young woman who has just finished grade 9 and was chosen this afternoon by the camp staff. Well, actually not all the staff. We had to kick 2 of them out of the room because they're related to her and we wanted it to be proper so as not to influence the discussion. And this young woman was chosen. She is kind, respectful, encouraging, positive, enthusiastic, attentive, always asking what she can do to help, and soaking up every bit of knowledge she can in the pursuit of better understanding music and the world around her. She is what the Germans would call a Mensch, a person of integrity and honor, who by her every action and word make this world a better place, the world we live in. Her being chosen for this honor is a reflection of how well she represents so many others at this camp and was the overwhelming choice of the staff. Please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Ken Epp Character Award, Hannah Sidhu. Yeah, your brother, you live in the same house. Should we have a photo? I forgot to mention that this award comes not only with that and the honor, but an individual lesson with a private teacher of Hannah's choice. And we're going to give her a lot to choose from, an MBA member teacher. So awesome. We just have a short announcement to the students, and I will remind them to give their full band music to their teacher after the concert's over. And if you have that name tag, not the lanyard part, not the part inside, but just the sleeve. If you can give that back so we can use it, unless it's really mangled or whatever, that would help us save having to buy quite as many next year. We have had extraordinary experiences this week, making music, learning, discovering new friends, and having a lot of fun on the way. And a huge part of this happening has been the guiding influence of our conductor, Mr. H. Andrew Wall. Though he is wild and crazy and makes them meow and sing through their music and occasionally tells poop jokes for a totally good reason, they have learned so much through him, not only about music, but about life, about integrity, about feelings, and about community. And I have asked one more very special student, Connor Mangelit, to say a few words on behalf of the band. Connor and Hannah took the entire day on Saturday last week to volunteer to help set things up along with the staff. And they're going to be here tomorrow afternoon helping us clean everything up, so that's pretty awesome. So Connor, do you want to come to the front, and Mr. Wald, can you come as well?
Hello, hello. I'm Connor, as you heard, and this is my 3rd time attending this camp for MBA, and I've been one of few who've been able to do that. Many people here are first-year campers, and this class, or group of people, is about half the size of what we've had in past years. And I first came here in 2018, which seems many years ago, and I was very, very, very nervous. And the first day, we had full band rehearsal first thing in the morning, and that was when I met Mr. Wall. And he asked us some questions, slowly getting more and more silly, eventually making a group of very, very nervous kids into a laughing band. And throughout the week, he had somehow, through proxy, got all of us to become friends. And his ways may seem odd at times. He will always make our band laugh and feel special, and he will always say, mistakes happen, but you move past them. So we would like to congratulate you, our great conductor, for the past 8 years with a great round of applause. Of course, a magic item inside this secret box that no one else can open.
You can't know what's inside until tomorrow. Is that true? Let's take a photo with them. Yeah. Let's take a picture of it.
So now we're coming to the end, and I saw lots of people rearrange their purses. They're ready to go. So we won't make this take too long. I do want to thank, of course, all of these families and all of these students. But none of this happens without my dear friend, Andrew Clausen. He's here. He's here earlier than me every time, and he leaves after me every time. His tireless work to make sure that kids can have some joy and that parents can see what their kids are made of. And really, these kids, when we got them on Sunday night, they've become more themselves than they've ever been before. And we're grateful to have been allowed to have a part in that. Thank you very much for being here, and we're gonna play you a song that we like. It's called Happy New Year.